Hey everyone, it's Rosmi. Over the past few years, I've read almost every book on money and investing, from classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to psychology-based books like Think and Grow Rich, and investing-focused ones like One Up on Wall Street. In this video, I'll break down the key lessons I've learned from the 40 books I've read, and which ones are actually worth your time. Some of them even contradicted what I was taught in my job in investment banking. So whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or you're already a seasoned investor, I think you're really going to get a lot out of this video. And hey, I'm curious if you've had similar insights. Let me know in the comments below which money books have had the biggest impact on you. Alright, let's kick things off with a classic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book is super popular for a reason. It breaks down financial basics that they just don't teach you in school. The author, Robert Kiyosaki, shares what he learned from his two dads. His biological father worked a traditional 9-to-5 job, always struggling with money. But his friend's dad, his rich dad, was an entrepreneur who built his wealth through real estate and business. The biggest takeaway from this book? It's all about acquiring assets. Assets are things that put money in your pocket, like rental properties, dividend stocks, or a successful business. Liabilities, on the other hand, take money out of your pocket. Things like your car payments, your credit card debt, even your mortgage. The core concepts of financial literacy, understanding assets versus liabilities, that stuff is timeless. This book really opened my eyes to the power of building long-term wealth through smart investments and understanding how money actually works. So you're building assets, you're avoiding liabilities. What's next? That's where Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant comes in. This book dives into the 4 different ways people make money. And trust me, understanding this is huge. The first quadrant is the employee. That's pretty self-explanatory. You work for someone else, trade your time for money. It's the most common way to make a living, but it also often comes with a limited income ceiling. Next, you've got the self-employed quadrant. Think freelancers, doctors, lawyers, people who are their own boss. You have more control, but you're still trading time for money. Then there's the business owner quadrant. These are people who've built systems and teams, so their business can generate income without them needing to be directly involved in the day-to-day. Finally, we have the investor quadrant. This is where you put your money to work for you through investments like stocks, real estate, or even starting your own businesses. Okay, let's talk about a book that always sparks debate. The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Now, I'll admit, when I first heard about this book, I was skeptical. I mean, working 4 hours a week and living the dream sounds too good to be true, right? And honestly, for most people, it probably is. But here's the thing, this book isn't really about literally working 4 hours a week. It's about challenging the traditional 9-to-5 grind and designing a life where you're in control of your time and your income. Ferriss lays out a framework called DEAL: definition, elimination, automation, and liberation. It's about defining what you want out of life, eliminating tasks that don't bring you closer to your goals, automating as much as possible, and ultimately liberating yourself from the traditional work structure. One of the key takeaways for me was the concept of lifestyle design. Chapter 4: The Millionaire Fastlane, Paving Your Path to Wealth. If you're serious about building wealth, The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco is a must-read. This book changed my perspective on wealth. DeMarco introduces 3 paths: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. The sidewalk is living paycheck to paycheck. The slow lane is saving and hoping to retire comfortably. The fast lane is building wealth rapidly through entrepreneurship and investing. It's about controlling your destiny and not relying on a job. A key lesson is building a business that solves a problem. DeMarco emphasizes leverage, automation, and creating systems for exponential growth. Chapter 5: Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Mindset. Alright, let's switch gears a bit and talk about a book that's all about mindset, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this book is a bit controversial. Some people swear by it, claiming it transformed their lives. Others find it vague and lacking actionable advice. Personally, I think there's a lot of value in understanding the power of mindset. Hill spent years studying highly successful individuals like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison, and he identified common traits they shared, like burning desire, unwavering faith, and a definiteness of purpose. The book emphasizes the importance of having a clear vision for what you want to achieve and cultivating an unshakable belief in your ability to make it happen. While the book might not provide a step-by-step guide to riches, it offers valuable insights into the mental game of success. Chapter 6. The Psychology of Money: Mastering Your Emotions. Now let's talk about a book that dives into the emotional side of money. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is a game changer because it highlights how our emotions, biases, and psychological tendencies often sabotage our financial decisions. One of the most important lessons from this book is that we shouldn't necessarily idolize extreme success stories like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. Instead, we should focus on proven financial principles that work for most people, like living below our means, investing consistently, and avoiding get-rich-quick schemes. Housel also emphasizes the importance of patience and long-term thinking when it comes to investing. He argues that the biggest returns often come from simply staying invested for the long haul, riding out market fluctuations, and letting compound interest work its magic. The Psychology of Money is a must-read for anyone who wants to improve their financial decision-making and avoid common psychological pitfalls. Alright, let's talk about investing. If you're new to the game, it can seem super intimidating. But don't worry, I've got you covered. 2 books I recommend for beginner investors are The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham and Girls That Invest by Simran Kaur. The Intelligent Investor is basically the Bible of value investing. It's Warren Buffett's favorite book, and for good reason. Graham emphasizes the importance of investing in undervalued companies, understanding financial statements, and having a margin of safety. Now, this book is a bit dense, so it might not be the easiest read, but the principles are timeless. On the other hand, Girls That Invest is a more recent book that breaks down investing in a super approachable and relatable way. Simran Kaur does an amazing job of explaining complex concepts in simple terms, making it perfect for beginners, especially women who are often underrepresented in the investing world. Now let's talk about a book that advocates for a simple yet powerful investing approach. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, is basically the godfather of index fund investing. His philosophy is simple. Instead of trying to beat the market by picking individual stocks, which is incredibly difficult to do consistently, invest in low-cost index funds that track the entire market. This way, you're guaranteed to capture the market's average return, which historically has been pretty great. Bogle argues that over the long term, it's nearly impossible for most individual investors, even professional money managers, to consistently outperform the market after accounting for fees and expenses. Index funds, on the other hand, offer broad market exposure, low fees, and tax efficiency. If you're looking for a set-it-and-forget-it investing approach that's backed by solid evidence, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing is a great place to start. Let's talk about 2 books that encourage thinking outside the box in investing. One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch and The Dondo Investor by Monish Pabrai. Both books emphasize finding investment opportunities by paying attention to the world around you. Lynch argues individual investors can spot trends in their everyday lives. He encourages investing in companies and industries you understand and use. For example, I invested in Invisalign because I used the product and saw its value. But being a customer isn't enough. You need to research and understand the financials. Both books offer insights into finding overlooked investment opportunities. So, I've thrown a lot of book recommendations your way, and they all offer valuable insights into building wealth. But there's one crucial thing that many finance books don't emphasize enough: investing in yourself. Before you even think about putting money in the stock market, real estate, or any other investment, consider investing in your own education, skills, and personal development. This is the foundation of long-term wealth and success. Learn a new skill, take online courses, attend workshops, read books, of course, and network with people in your field. The more knowledge and skills you acquire, the more valuable you become, and the more opportunities will open up for you. Remember, the greatest asset you have is yourself. So there you have it. Those are some of the key takeaways from the 40 money books I've read. Remember, there's no magic formula for getting rich quick. Building wealth takes time, discipline, and a willingness to learn and grow. If you want to learn more about any of these books or dive deeper into specific topics, I have a playlist with videos on all things money, investing, and personal finance. Check it out. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit that subscribe button. Over 75% of you haven't subscribed yet, and I'd love to have you as part of the community.